Have you ever been told that if you have diabetes, sweet fruits are off limits? Maybe you've found yourself standing in the produce aisle, eyeing a crisp apple or a plump bunch of grapes, thinking, I probably shouldn't. It's a message we've heard over and over. Sugar is the villain, and naturally, sweet fruits are too risky. But what if that idea isn't the whole truth? What if some of those everyday fruits you see all the time, the affordable, juicy, sweet ones, are actually doing your body more good than harm? New research is beginning to challenge those long-standing beliefs about fruit and diabetes. In fact, several sweet fruits have been shown to help lower blood sugar, aid digestion, and even calm inflammation when eaten properly. And many doctors across the country are already rethinking the advice they've been giving for years. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 surprisingly sweet, easy-to-find fruits that have helped older adults feel more energized, less achy, and more in control of their blood sugar. You'll learn why these fruits are helpful, how to eat them in a smart way, and one small change that could make you feel better this week. Because no one, especially in their golden years, should feel like fruit is off limits. Before we get started, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss out on more health tips made just for you. And if you enjoy this video, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, leave a 0 and let me know how I can improve for you. Strawberries, sweet but smart. There's something about strawberries that brings a rush of nostalgia. Lazy summer days, bowls of freshly picked berries at family picnics, or a small treat prepared with love by someone you miss dearly. That bright red fruit isn't just a sweet indulgence. It holds a quiet strength, especially for older adults managing diabetes. For the longest time, we were cautioned to steer clear of sweet fruits like strawberries. We were told they'd spike our blood sugar, and it was safer to skip them altogether. But now research and real-life stories are telling a very different tale. Yes, strawberries are sweet, but they're also surprisingly smart. Underneath that juicy exterior is a treasure trove of health benefits tailored for the aging body. Thanks to anthocyanins, the natural pigments responsible for their rich red color, strawberries help slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. That means you can enjoy their sweetness without worrying about sudden sugar highs and lows. And their benefits don't end there. These little berries are also loaded with antioxidants that help combat inflammation, a common challenge as we get older. If you've ever woken up with stiff knees, felt your hands ache after a bit of gardening, or noticed that lingering soreness in your back, inflammation could be the culprit. Strawberries go to work behind the scenes, supporting your joints, your cardiovascular system, even your memory. They're also rich in fiber, but in a way that's gentle on the stomach. Just 1 cup is enough to keep your digestion moving smoothly without causing discomfort. And let's talk about the joy factor. There's something deeply satisfying about enjoying a food that's naturally sweet, refreshing, and doesn't leave you feeling guilty afterward. I've heard from countless older folks who say they feel lighter, more vibrant, and more in control simply by adding strawberries to their regular snack lineup, especially with a few almonds or a spoonful of plain Greek yogurt. But it's more than just a snack. It's a symbol of self-care, of allowing yourself something pleasurable that doesn't work against your health, but gently supports it. When you choose strawberries, you're choosing to believe in your body again, to nourish it while still celebrating the foods you love. So next time you spot a bowl of ripe strawberries in the fridge, don't think twice. Take a moment. Eat them slowly. Let them remind you that healthy living isn't about saying no. It's about discovering what says yes to your body. And just when you think fruit couldn't possibly get more delicious or more unexpected, wait until you hear what grapes, yes, those tiny, often misunderstood fruits, can actually do for your blood sugar. You might never look at them the same way again. If you're still tuned in and finding value in this, go ahead and type 1 in the comments so I know you're here with me. Now let's roll into point number 2. Grapes, small but powerful grapes, have always carried a sense of sweetness, abundance, and celebration. For many older folks, they stir up memories of harvest festivals, church potlucks, or simply enjoying a handful while sitting with grandchildren on a quiet afternoon. But if you're trying to manage diabetes or keep your blood sugar steady, you might have glanced at grapes with suspicion, wondering if their sugary flavor means they should stay off your plate. The truth? These tiny fruits are much more powerful than they look, and understanding what they offer might just flip your perspective. Though they're small, grapes are loaded with resveratrol, a natural compound mostly found in their skins. This little-known antioxidant has been widely studied for its role in improving insulin sensitivity, helping your body handle sugar more gracefully. And for those of us over 60, when insulin resistance tends to creep in, that's no small thing. Picture a sweet fruit that doesn't work against you, but actually helps your body function better from the inside out. That's not all. Grapes also carry a punch of antioxidants that fight off inflammation and oxidative stress, two root causes behind not just diabetes complications, but also everyday aches, low energy, and even memory challenges. People who used to skip grapes are now reintroducing them into their routines and finding they bring more than just taste. They hydrate, satisfy, and offer comfort with every juicy bite. When you eat them slowly and thoughtfully, especially when paired with a bit of protein, like cheese or some walnuts, grapes can actually help balance blood sugar instead of spiking it. And let's not forget the emotional comfort of a familiar fruit. Grapes are effortless to snack on, quick to prepare, and enjoyable any time of year. A chilled bowl of grapes on a summer afternoon feels like a luxury. Toss them into a fresh spinach salad or pair with cottage cheese, and suddenly your lunch feels fancy. Even frozen, they become little dessert bites that help you tame sugar cravings without the regret. The bottom line? Grapes remind us that the best kind of health doesn't always come in capsules or prescriptions. Sometimes it comes in nature's quiet, unassuming offerings. Once we learn to welcome them back without fear. So when you choose grapes, you're choosing a kind of sweetness that nourishes, balances, and uplifts. But grapes aren't the only quiet powerhouse sitting in your kitchen. There's one more fruit, so common we often forget it, but it's been championing digestion, heart health, and blood sugar balance for generations. It's crunchy, it's classic, and it might just be your most dependable daily fruit. Let's talk about apples. Apples, the original daily medicine. There's something classic about an apple. It doesn't shout for attention with flashy colors or exotic flair. It just quietly sits in your fruit bowl, waiting, familiar, trustworthy, and surprisingly wise. We've all heard the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Maybe it sounds a bit outdated, but for older adults managing blood sugar, inflammation, and heart health, that little phrase carries more weight than ever. At first glance, apples might seem like they're too sugary to be safe, especially if you're keeping a close eye on glucose. But nature had a plan. Under that crisp skin is a wealth of soluble fiber, particularly pectin, which helps slow down how sugar is absorbed into your bloodstream. So eating an apple doesn't cause that sugar spike. It actually supports your body in a steady, balanced way. But the benefits don't stop with blood sugar. Apples also help with digestion, gently ease constipation, and even support healthy cholesterol levels. Their natural fiber acts like a broom for your gut, clearing things out smoothly and comfortably. For older adults, that kind of support is gold. No need for strong medications or disruptive supplements. Just nature doing its job in the quiet background. And biting into a fresh apple? There's something deeply grounding about it. That familiar crunch, that sweet tart flavor, it brings back memories. Maybe of fall days at the orchard, homemade desserts, or the school lunches you packed for your kids. Apples are more than food. They're little time machines that connect us to moments that mattered. And they're incredibly flexible. Slice one up and sprinkle it with cinnamon for a naturally sweet snack. Pair it with almond butter or a bit of aged cheese, and suddenly you've got a tasty, blood sugar-friendly mini-meal. Even when baked or stewed, apples don't lose their magic. They just become warm, soft, and comforting, like a cozy blanket on a chilly afternoon. Adding apples to your day isn't just a good idea. It's an act of self-kindness, a way of saying, I care about how I feel. It's proof that managing your health doesn't mean saying goodbye to the foods you love. Sometimes it just means learning how to love them in new ways. And as much as apples offer that steady support, the next fruit might surprise you even more. It's a tropical favorite, often misunderstood and written off as too sweet. But when you take a closer look, it holds powerful benefits. especially when enjoyed the right way. It's bright, it's juicy, and it might just change how you think about diabetic-friendly eating. Let's talk about mango. Mango, a tropical twist that surprises mango. Even the word feels like sunshine, doesn't it? It calls up images of tropical skies, golden slices, and a kind of sweetness that feels almost too indulgent to be good for you. For many older adults managing diabetes, mango tends to be placed on the do not touch list. It's often labeled as too sugary, a tempting treat that's better left alone. But maybe that reputation doesn't tell the full story. What if this vibrant, juicy fruit offers more help than harm when enjoyed the right way? At its core, mango is all about balance. Sure, it's sweet, but it's also packed with fiber, which helps slow the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. So when you eat it in moderation, especially with the skin on or paired with some protein, it doesn't spike your blood sugar. It supports it gently, like a good friend who knows when to step in. And mango's magic goes well beyond blood sugar. It's a fantastic source of vitamin C, which gives your immune system a boost, especially important as we age, and vitamin A, which plays a big role in eye and skin health. It also contains special plant compounds that support fat metabolism and protect your cells from oxidative stress, which contributes to inflammation and even memory loss. That's a big win for older bodies dealing with fatigue or joint discomfort. Plus, there's something downright joyful about eating mango. It's not just a fruit, it's an experience. It brings back memories of warm vacations, tropical scents, and maybe even childhood moments where fresh fruit came straight from a tree. That emotional joy matters too, because eating well shouldn't feel like restriction. It should feel like freedom and pleasure wrapped into one. Try slicing a few pieces and pairing them with plain Greek yogurt or a handful of almonds. The protein helps level out the natural sugars, and the combination feels like dessert, but without any of the guilt. Or toss some mango chunks into a green salad with grilled chicken for a vibrant, blood sugar-friendly lunch that satisfies both body and soul. Choosing mango means saying yes to sweetness without fear. It reminds us that healthy food can still be full of flavor, color, and joy. You don't have to sacrifice what you love to take care of yourself. You just need to learn how to enjoy it with wisdom and intention. And just when you think the list of helpful fruits has reached its peak, there's one more classic still waiting in the wings. Bright, familiar, and often underestimated, it deserves a fresh look. Let's talk about oranges. Oranges, not just for vitamin C, there's something so soothing about an orange. Maybe it's that satisfying pop when the peel breaks open, letting out that bright, citrusy scent we all recognize. Or maybe it's the way each segment separates perfectly in your hands, offering just the right bite of juice, flavor, and refreshment. For many older adults, oranges have always been around, tucked into school lunches, shared during holidays, or part of a quiet morning routine. But for those managing diabetes, this once beloved fruit often brings second thoughts. That tart, sweet taste, once seen as a sign of wellness, has now become something some people are told to be cautious about. But does it really deserve the side eye? When you take a closer look, both literally and nutritionally, you'll see that oranges are one of the most unfairly judged fruits when it comes to diabetes. Whole oranges, not the juice, bring together fiber, hydration, and natural sugars that are released slowly into your system. That fiber, especially the kind tucked between the segments, helps your body absorb sugar more gradually, keeping those blood sugar swings at bay. It's a calm, steady kind of sweetness, the kind your body grows to appreciate more with age. But oranges offer more than balance. They're rich in vitamin C, which strengthens your immune system, something that becomes even more important as we get older. They're also a great source of potassium, helping manage blood pressure and reduce bloating or water retention. Two issues many older adults face when navigating both heart health and diabetes. And inside those juicy slices are powerful flavonoids that have been linked to reducing inflammation, improving circulation, and even supporting brain health. Not bad for a fruit that's often overlooked in the produce aisle. Then there's the emotional side of it. An orange is easy, no cutting board or prep work needed. Just peel, enjoy, and take a breath. Eating an orange can be a grounding moment, a simple way to care for yourself in the middle of a busy or quiet day. Want to make it more filling? Try pairing an orange with a hard-boiled egg or a handful of almonds, or toss a few slices into a spinach salad, drizzle with olive oil, and sprinkle with sunflower seeds. Suddenly, your lunch feels brighter, and so do you. Choosing oranges isn't just about getting nutrients. It's about reconnecting with foods that have always brought comfort. It's about believing your body still knows how to thrive with the right fuel. Eaten as part of a mindful routine, oranges show us that staying healthy doesn't have to feel like missing out. Sometimes it's about returning to what's been good for us all along. So, which fruits should you be careful with? It's a question many of us hesitate to voice, especially when we've been told over and over that fruit is natural, wholesome, and always a smart choice. But the reality, particularly for those of us managing diabetes as we age, is a bit more complicated. Not every fruit plays nicely with your body's changing needs. Some, even the ones that seem totally harmless, can quietly undermine the progress you've worked hard to make. That doesn't mean we need to fear food or cut out everything sweet, but it does mean we need to stay informed, pay attention to how we feel, and tune in to what our bodies are telling us. Often, the fruits that cause the most issues aren't the ones with the most natural sugar. They're the ones that have been altered, processed, or stripped of their natural fiber and balance. Take fruit juice, for example. Even if it says 100% natural on the label, once the fiber is removed, what's left is a sugar bomb. That seemingly innocent glass of orange juice in the morning, it may taste fresh, but it acts more like a sugary soda in your system. Dried fruits can be just as sneaky. A small handful of raisins or dried mango can contain as much sugar as several pieces of whole fruit, but without the water or fiber to help slow things down. For older adults with slower digestion and more sensitive insulin responses, that can be too much too fast. Even naturally nutritious options like dried dates or figs can cause unexpected spikes if you eat more than just a few. They may be packed with nutrients, but they're also concentrated in sugar. And then we have fruits that have simply ripened too much. Think of those spotty bananas, soft, fragrant, and very sweet. As they ripen, their complex carbs break down into simpler sugars. A slightly green banana is usually easier on your blood sugar than a mushy one. This isn't about banning certain fruits forever. It's about timing, portion control, and pairing them with proteins or healthy fats so your body can process them more gradually and safely. Some tropical fruits like pineapple and watermelon can also pose a challenge. When eaten in moderation, they can absolutely be part of a balanced plan. But eating a big bowl of them on an empty stomach, that's when blood sugar can rise quickly. Context is everything. Your body needs more than just sweetness. It needs stability, hydration, and balance. So when we talk about fruits to avoid, we're not making moral judgments. These foods aren't bad. They just may not be the best fit for your body right now, in its current season of life. Aging gracefully means giving yourself patience, grace, and the right kind of fuel. Choosing fruits that hydrate, reduce inflammation, and help maintain your energy, that's not limitation. That's wisdom in action. And wisdom is what leads us into our final and perhaps most important takeaway. Because after talking about fruits that help and those that don't, there's one more truth waiting to be uncovered. A truth about food, aging, and how to truly care for yourself from this point forward. Your body deserves better. Starting today. As we get older, we start to realize that good health isn't just about rules, strict diets, or chasing perfect numbers on a lab report. It's really about how we feel when the day begins, the ease in our knees, the sharpness of our minds, the steadiness in our steps, and that quiet assurance that we're doing the best we can with what we've got. Over the years, fruit has gotten a bad rap, especially for people managing diabetes. But everything we've talked about today reveals a deeper truth. Not all sweet things are harmful. In fact, when fruit is eaten the way nature intended, whole, with its fiber, water, and nutrients, it can offer deep nourishment and gentle healing. Those fruits we explored, strawberries, grapes, apples, mangoes, and oranges, they're not just bites of flavor. They're little reminders that food is more than fuel. It's comfort, memory, tradition, connection. When we eat them with care and listen to how our bodies respond, we unlock something powerful. the freedom to enjoy life's simple pleasures without guilt. And that becomes even more important as we age, because joy should never be in short supply. You don't need a total lifestyle makeover. You don't have to give up the things you love. You just need to start again with softness and intention. Maybe that means enjoying a chilled bowl of melon in the afternoon, or slicing up an apple to go with your morning tea. Maybe it's keeping a handful of grapes nearby so you don't reach for a soda, or freezing some plum slices for a cool, no-regrets treat on a hot day. These might seem like small acts, but they matter, because every time you choose something that supports both your health and your happiness, you're choosing hope. You're choosing to treat your body with kindness instead of judgment. And that, at any stage of life, is one of the most powerful things you can do. Final words. As you continue on your path, let this serve as a gentle reminder. You're not too old, it's not too late, and you're never too far along to make a meaningful shift. Your next chapter is still unfolding, and you have the power to shape how it feels, what it includes, and how it supports the life you want to keep building. Let food become your ally, not your burden. Let fruit feel like a gift again, not a source of fear. If this message spoke to you or stirred something familiar, don't keep it quiet. Share your story. Encourage someone else. The wisdom we gain only grows more powerful when we pass it on. Here's to choosing what nourishes you: sweet moments, strong health, and the simple joys that make life beautiful. You've earned every bit of it. Now, ready to take it one step further? Let's talk about how to build an easy, doable fruit routine that keeps your energy steady and your blood sugar in check. It's more straightforward than it sounds, and all it takes is one small change to begin. These insights are here to help you live more freely, more intentionally, and more in tune with what your body truly needs. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you learned today that you're excited to try? Let's support and inspire one another as we take these next steps together. If this video helped you, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, feel free to leave a 0. I'm always listening and looking to improve. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content made just for you. Thanks for spending your time with me. And here's to living your life your way.